have another healer from Canada, and that Chris Kehler. And just to show that what you're talking about is on the level, I've said this on my show and that before. When Chris was healing someone who was a call-in on this show, he was healing from Canada to, I believe it was New Zealand, had called in. And that person was getting a healing from him, and I felt what he was doing, and I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina, who was a healer, and uses pyramids to heal.
What is his telephone number again? Do you have it handy?
You know, Chris actually has a healing on YouTube, and if you just put in Chris Kehler, his name, and put in Ebola, and take a look at that.
Oh, really?
Take a look at that YouTube.
You know, interesting you should bring up Ebola. Just the other day, last Thursday, when I done my last show, about the next day or later that same day, I got a Skype message from the owner of Revolution Networks warning, and this message went to all the hosts, in other words.
Yeah.
That anybody talking about Ebola cures was going to be kicked off the network, that their network does not sell snake oil. So evidently, for the Ebola scare to be as recent as it is, there's people out there that's already trying to take advantage of it, in other words.
You know, well, first of all, I don't say or you know, I don't profess that this is going to cure anybody. That's not my job. My job is to direct people who do say this, who can believe in it, who do the healings, who have proof of this. I, throw everything that way. Chris is the kind of person who, if somebody calls him or somebody Skypes him or anything else, then he'll give you the world. He really will. I mean, he's that good. He does work on Skype all around the world, healing people, and it works. So you can't turn around and say, well, that guy's crazy. He's snake oil. Well, no, it doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work
That's not what I was saying at all. I don't even know the man to be saying that.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. That you can't turn around and say over the air. The host can anyway, and that this is the greatest thing since peanut butter and jelly. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I know the network, so.
Hey, Royce, you're going to have this Chris Kehler on your show one of these days and talk with him and get to the very bottom of how he believes that he can do all of this, because it would make for a fascinating show.
Hey,
but are you allowed?
I was going to ask Charles how he spelled his last name.
I got a better idea for you. Why don't you call in when he's on? He's on next week at this time.
On Wednesday?
Yep, Wednesday between 6 and 7. He's on here. So
PST time.
Yeah, you can call in. You can talk to him direct. See that? Yeah, that there. And you want to ask questions.
I got to stop and think if I'm going to remember it come next Wednesday.
I'll make sure you do, because I would love to see you, Royce, in your own strength again, and maybe this man can help, because we need you very vital and strong, one way or another. We're going to get you there.
That's another thing. He works with everything. He works with viruses. He works with all kinds of things. He works with blood. He works with pains, moans, all kinds of things. I have people that call up on the phone during his show and thank him to death because of what he did.
No, I tried to get a visualization of somebody thanking somebody to death when you said that.
I'm serious. I mean, people, doctors have to realize, and they are. They really are, because I've talked to a lot of doctors. They really, really are realizing that there's more to healing than drugs.
Oh, Lord, yes.
And it's food. He talks about, Chris Kehler, Kehler. So you can put that in Google, and you can have fun looking at all the YouTubes and things, because they're all good. But he talks about everything from food to frequencies. So go figure. And this is all stuff that really works. There you go. All you got to do is go on www.chriskehler.net. He actually
Here it is, right here. Healing with Universal Energies with Chris Kehler.
I tell you something. He's a great guy. I've talked to him offline, and that plenty of times. What he does, he is sincere. He's 100%. He is there. I mean, the guy does not mess around. He's not fooling around, just like we are here in the network. What I do here on the network, this is not messing around. This is not funny radio, or this is not built on how many commercials I can shove down your throat before somebody comes on and says, "Hi, how you doing?" It's not that kind of radio. This is real stuff. This is to go out there and educate people.
Well, Charles, could he heal areas too? Is there some way that he could use that pyramid power to heal a home or an area that has been really, I would say demonized?
Yes.
Like, this whole area that I live in is so nasty.
Yes.
Does the same thing work for ghosts?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know.
boy.
I don't know whether he uses the pyramid net, but I'll bet you he's in there with one of his. I mean, he does it. He can do it. And if he can't do it, I'll bet you any amount of money he knows somebody who can.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. You're kind of whetting my appetite for him when I get him on my show.
Oh, come on! You're gonna have a ball. I mean, he's great.